Hey, welcome to World Alert Updates. Please subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. The Indo-Pacific was jolted as headlines blared. Japan shatters pacifist shackles. Defense export ban lifted across Asia. News tickers announced. Tokyo greenlights lethal aid to partners. Philippines first in line. For decades, Japan's constitution had strictly limited its military and banned arms exports, a post-war vow to peace. But now, that vow was reinterpreted for a new era of rising threats. News anchors explained this was no minor tweak, but a seismic shift in Japan's defense posture. The move was a direct response to mounting regional tensions and the urgent need to support allies. For the Philippines, locked in a maritime dispute, the announcement was a lifeline, an answer to years of requests for robust support. Defense analysts filled studios, pointing to strategic sea lanes and disputed territories, underscoring the significance of Japan's entry into the defense market. Japan was now offering advanced warships, radar systems, and anti-submarine aircraft, capabilities previously off-limits. The decision signaled Japan's resolve to become a true security partner, not just an economic ally. In Manila, the news sparked cautious optimism. The Philippine Navy saw hope for modernizing its aging fleet. Japan's announcement was more than policy. It was solidarity, a promise that the Philippines was not alone. The headlines told of a deepening alliance, poised to reshape the region's security architecture. A new chapter had begun, with the world watching. To grasp the magnitude of this change, we must look back at Japan's post-war identity. After World War II, Japan's constitution, especially Article 9, renounced war and banned arms exports. The three principles on arms exports, enacted in 1967, strictly prohibited weapon sales to conflict zones and embargoed nations. Japan's industrial might was channeled into peaceful industries, not arms. The self-defense forces had world-class tech, but only for Japan's own defense. Military exports were taboo, deeply embedded in the national psyche as a lesson from war's devastation. Japan's role in global security was financial and diplomatic, never military. Allies like the Philippines received economic aid, but not the frigates or missiles they needed. This policy, noble in intent, became a strategic straitjacket as new threats emerged in the 21st century. Terrorism, gray zone tactics, and regional pressures made the old rules increasingly untenable. Japan's leaders saw that the restrictions prevented meaningful support for allies and regional stability. The stage was set for a dramatic re-evaluation of Japan's pacifist principles. Change was inevitable. Under the old rules, Japan's support for the Philippines was generous but strictly non-lethal. Patrol boats and surveillance planes were provided, but always unarmed or lightly armed, shields, not swords. The BRP Teresa Magbanua and TC-90 aircraft boosted maritime awareness, but couldn't deter or counter real threats. Japan could supply advanced radar, but not the fire control systems or missiles to act on what they saw. The result, a capability gap. The Philippines could spot threats, but not respond with Japanese-sourced weapons. Joint exercises focused on humanitarian missions, never warfighting. The Philippine defense establishment was grateful, but acutely aware of what was missing: real combat power. They needed ships with missiles, aircraft for anti-submarine warfare, capabilities Japan's laws forbade. The partnership was strong, but always limited by Japan's pacifist constitution. The helping hand was there, but tied by law. That ceiling has now been shattered. The Philippines-Japan relationship is a story of transformation, from wartime scars to deep partnership. World War II left a legacy of suffering and mistrust, but post-war treaties and reparations began the healing. Japanese investment rebuilt Philippine infrastructure and fueled growth. Over decades, Japan became a top economic partner with strong trade, aid, and people-to-people ties. Cultural exchange flourished. Filipinos became a major community in Japan, and Japanese culture found a home in the Philippines. Old animosities faded, replaced by new friendships and shared democratic values. Yet, for years, security cooperation lagged behind economic and cultural ties. The legacy of war and Japan's pacifism made military aid unthinkable. Only in the 21st century, facing shared security threats, did both nations consider a deeper strategic alliance. The stage was set for today's historic shift. The past no longer defines the present. Japan's defense policy shift was driven by a rapidly deteriorating Indo-Pacific security landscape, especially China's assertiveness in the South China Sea. China's militarization and coercion threatened vital sea lanes and the rules-based order Japan relies on. Instability in the region became a direct threat to Japan's own security and economy. Strengthening partners like the Philippines became a strategic necessity, not just goodwill. Internally, Japan's defense industry needed revitalization. The export ban stifled innovation and competitiveness. Lifting the ban promised economies of scale, lower costs, and a sustainable industrial base. Under leaders like Shinzo Abe, Japan embraced a free and open Indo-Pacific, realizing it must be a proactive security provider. The new policy puts real military muscle behind Japan's diplomatic and economic initiatives. It's a cornerstone of Japan's evolving grand strategy. The era of passive pacifism is over. The export ban's end is a revolution for the Philippine Navy's modernization. The Philippines can now access advanced combat-ready assets from Japan, no longer limited to unarmed boats. Decommissioned Abakuma-class destroyer escorts are prime candidates, equipped with anti-ship missiles, rocket launchers, and rapid-fire guns. Even a few would transform the Philippine Navy into a credible fighting force. Japan's P-3C Orion maritime patrol aircraft, dedicated submarine hunters, could fill a critical gap in anti-submarine warfare. These planes bring sonobuoys, magnetic detectors, and torpedoes, vital for monitoring undersea threats. Beyond ships and planes, the policy allows transfer of advanced radar, sonar, and lethal munitions. The Philippines can upgrade existing ships with Japanese weapons or co-develop new platforms. Access to Japan's defense ecosystem means building an integrated, formidable defense network. The partnership now offers real deterrence and operational depth. The Philippines is no longer just a recipient of aid, it's a true defense partner. The balance of power in the West Philippine Sea is shifting. The future is wide open. This policy shift creates powerful synergy for both nations. For the Philippines, it accelerates military modernization and builds a credible deterrent in the West Philippine Sea. Advanced Japanese hardware means stronger patrols, real defense, and less reliance on rhetoric. For Japan, strengthening the Philippines boosts regional stability and secures vital sea lanes. It's a forward defense strategy, helping a frontline state manage threats before they reach Japan's shores. The economic benefits are clear. Japan's defense industry gains new markets, longer production runs, and lower costs. The Philippines becomes a key customer, kickstarting industrial revitalization. The pact deepens the alliance, moving beyond aid to a true security partnership. It sends a message: Japan and the Philippines are committed to a rules-based order. Joint projects and interoperable forces build trust and resilience. Together, they're stronger and more secure. The alliance is now built for the future. With legal barriers gone, the Philippines-Japan defense relationship is set for unprecedented growth. Initial steps will see transfers of ships and aircraft, but deeper integration is on the horizon. Regular joint patrols in the West Philippine Sea could soon become reality, showing a united front for freedom of navigation. Joint research and co-development of defense systems, like new patrol vessels or coastal missile systems, are now possible. This collaboration can build the Philippines' own defense industry and create jobs. For Japan, it means valuable feedback and a new market for its technology. The most ambitious goal, helping the Philippines acquire its first submarines, possibly through creative leasing or training programs. Future joint exercises will move beyond disaster relief to high-end naval warfare, boosting interoperability. The partnership will evolve from equipment transfers to integrated operations and advanced technology sharing. The alliance is poised to become a model for regional security cooperation. A new era of defense collaboration has begun. Japan's decision to lift its defense export ban is a tectonic shift for the Indo-Pacific. It transforms Japan from a passive observer to a proactive security contributor. In an era of rising authoritarianism, economic power alone is no longer enough. For the Philippines, this is a path to credible defense and a more secure future. The alliance marks a journey from wartime animosity to deep strategic trust. The ghosts of history no longer limit cooperation. Shared values and security interests now define the partnership. Advanced defense technology flowing from Japan to the Philippines is the clearest sign of this new bond. The shift sends a message to aggressors. The resolve for a rules-based order is strengthening. Closer Tokyo-Manila security ties create a new dynamic in Southeast Asia, encouraging others to bolster their own defenses. A network of alliances is forming, deterring threats to regional peace. December 7, 2025 will be remembered as the day Japan redefined peace, through collective strength, not passivity. The Japan-Philippines partnership is a model for the new Indo-Pacific security paradigm. Two maritime democracies united by values and geography are charting a safer course for the region.